Let's get an update now with our meteorologist, Rob Sharpe. And today is a big day for Sydney and New South Wales. It's been upgraded this morning, this wild weather warning. So what can we expect today?
Yeah, we're expecting a lot more rain. So at the moment, it's just consistently wet in Sydney. Stunning shot there of the ferries running under the harbour amongst all the rain. This is another shot of what it was looking like about an hour ago over the Sydney harbour area. And it's just this consistent rain, both coming down from the north and also coming in from the east. And Sydney is getting both of those bands at the same time, which is why it's so consistently wet in the harbour at the moment. But there's also a few thunderstorms out in the far west of New South Wales as well. So here are some of the totals up to 9 o'clock this morning. Sydney close to 110 in the city itself. Many other suburbs, though, closer to 50 odd. Whilst Port Macquarie and Gosford both more than 70 millimetres in the gauge, and another 40 for Coffs Harbour. So through today, at the moment, we're talking about generally light to moderate rain, but it's picking up more and more of those red shaded areas and black shaded areas as we move into this afternoon, and particularly overnight. And at the same time, the wind is strengthening as well along the coastline. So damaging winds are a concern, as well as that heavy rainfall, with the worst of the weather for Sydney and surrounding areas tonight, I would expect, before the heavy rain and wild winds run down the coast for tomorrow, with a few showers and storms lingering on aside from that main rain band. So here's the severe weather warning. Anywhere in the yellow could see heavy rainfall with totals up to 200 millimetres. For the Illawarra Escarpment, there's potential for up to 300 millimetres, and damaging winds for the coast and for the regions above about 500 metres above sea level. So a dangerous weather day and night and into tomorrow morning across eastern parts of New South Wales. Generally, we're talking about flash flooding in this area, and for the rivers in eastern New South Wales, minor to moderate riverine flooding. But there's one river in particular, the Hawkesbury Nepean, combination of rivers, where we're concerned about potentially major flooding. So the catchment runs from Goulburn to Putty to Lithgow to Barrel. So a lot of rain to come in that region, and it flows through Warragamba, which is currently sitting at 96% of capacity. So considering it's so high and there's so much rain to come, that's why we're so worried about flooding in this region. So it's not likely to reach the heights it did in recent years, but still, major flooding is still quite significant in that catchment.
Yeah, it looks it. A lot of blue on that map right there. What about Queensland? We were talking about Queensland a lot yesterday. What's going on? Yeah,
so it's eased back a touch now for Queensland. You can see it on the radar. We've got some patchy showers over the inland, some showers for the coast as well. But there's now a new little region of wet weather coming in. It's just out to sea from the Central Coast. There are signs that could graze the coastline of Queensland today. So we may end up with some heavy falls there. Some storms this afternoon could become heavy over the southern inland areas. But for Brisbane, the wet weather around it this morning, that's going to ease back and clear up for this afternoon by the looks of things. And then through tomorrow, there'll still be a fair bit more wet weather. But across the country today, aside from the east, it's generally sunny and dry. And we've got lovely weather continuing into the weekend for the west and the centre.
Okay, yeah, that centre looks pretty good. The place to be this weekend, Rob. Thanks so much.